Hey, Daan here, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you can create Google ads to actually get clicks and conversions. So every single month I spend around $50,000 on ads for accountants, and I have written hundreds or maybe even thousands of Google ads by now that actually got conversions and got good quality clients. And in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same thing. I'm going to give you the secret sauce that actually is getting my clients, really good clients, through Google Ads, so that you can just copy it and make more money. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so this is exactly how a client of mine got a $54,000 per year accounting client with the same exact Google Ads strategy. So I want to start off by saying that writing good Google Ads that get clicks and actually get you conversions is not hard at all. You just have to use a simple proven framework, which I'm going to give to you in this video now. So make sure you put the video on full screen, pay some attention so that you can do the same thing for your firm. So first of all, you can have 15 headlines in total with 30 characters. So you can see over here, these are the headlines, and you can have headlines and descriptions. So the headlines, they come over here, descriptions, they come over here. Now with the headlines, you want to use as many characters as possible. So in the ideal situation, you have 15 headlines with 30 characters per headline. And you want to, in those headlines, you want to have the services, USPs, unique selling points, pain points, benefits, offer, target audience, and CTA. So let's start with the services. Now, if we are advertising accounting services, so many of my clients, they want to get some more monthly recurring revenue, and we create ads to actually get business owners in the door that can benefit of those services. But you do not want to only say in those headlines that you only offer accounting. Although if you want to mainly get accounting clients, you still want to communicate to your potential clients that you can do their books, that you can give them advice, and that you actually can do their tax too if you do this, or payroll, for example. The reason for this is because many business owners, they potentially want to have a one-stop shop, and they actually want to have an accounting firm that takes over everything. And even if they are only looking for accounting and they see that you also offer other services, that's only a pro for them if they maybe want to outsource more in the future. But you want to make sure that in the headline you say that you can offer multiple services. Of course, including the one that you want to sell more of, but it never hurts to also say when we can also take care of your books and your tax. And then USP, this can be multiple things. This can be, of course, years of experience, that you have 105-star Google reviews, that you have saved other clients $100,000 on tax, or maybe you give certain guarantees. Maybe you give a money back or satisfaction guarantee or tax saving or compliance guarantee. But USP can also be niche. If you are niching down with your marketing, which I do recommend, then you can say 50 years of construction accounting experience as an example, or construction accounting expert. So your USP is just something that you think makes you different. And it doesn't have to mean that you are the only person in the niche that can say this. Of course, there are multiple accountants like you that maybe have more experience actually than you have. But if you think, hey, I do have like 2 decades of accounting experience, that can be a USP. It's still something that makes you special with other competitors. And maybe you are the only accountant that has 20 years of experience and also puts in the money back guarantee, okay? So you want to put in a couple things that you think make you special. Then over here, this is a big one, pain points. So if you are niching down and you work with, for example, the construction industry, I know that a lot of construction companies, they have concerns about their cash flow. So you can make a headline saying never worry about your cash flow problems again, or get your cash flow problem fixed. And this is a kind of like a combination of pain points and benefits, which is actually really powerful. But a pain point can also be stressing about your compliance, right? There's certain things that get an emotional reaction from someone, because if you get an emotional reaction of someone reading your ad, they will actually read the descriptions and other headlines too, and there's a higher likelihood of them actually going to click on your ad and see what you have to offer on the landing page. Now then we go to the benefits. This can be save time during tax season, or Make sure that you are fully compliant. Stay out of trouble with the IRS. Just some benefits that you think are beneficial with working with you. But it can also be work with a construction expert, right? So your USP can also be kind of the same as the benefits, which is totally fine, because you, at the end of the day, you only have 15 characters. So if you can combine them, that's actually a really good thing. Then of course the offer. This can be a free discovery call, it can be a free strategy session. We typically go with a free consultation. Everybody knows what a consultation is. They are familiar with it, and they are just more likely to click on something and sign up for something if they are familiar with it. So you have the offer, and then also the target audience, and this is a big one. So if you are doing niche ads, which again I do recommend, of course you want to you call out the niche there, right? You say we work with property managers, or we work with dentists or medical practices. That's one. But if you are not niching down, you still want to say that you mainly work with business owners, because there is still a very high chance that individuals without a business are going to actually take a look at your ads, and you don't want to spend money and pay for a click of someone that you don't even want to get as a client. So that's why it's important that you actually call out your audience in the ads too. And then also CTA, call to action. This is again a little bit of a combination with the offer and also with the and this is a kind of a combination with the offer. So CTA can be combined with the offer, so you can have schedule your free consultation now. Then you combine them, which again you only have 15 headlines. It can be a really good thing. So don't overcomplicate it. In the headlines over here, you just take some time, just open a spreadsheet where you put in a couple of variations. Be kind of critical, of course, with what you think works best, and then just get to action and create your headlines. And then we go to the descriptions. You can see them over here. You have 90 characters and you have 4 descriptions in total. And the descriptions are essentially just your headlines, but then you talk about them with a bit more context and in a bit more length. So you can say, we help construction companies get in control of their own cash flow, work with our accountants that have 30 years experience, schedule a free consultation now. So you can combine those headlines in the descriptions, right? You need to make sure that they are a little bit aligned. So someone is going to read your ad. First they see the headline, and if their headline is not kind of similar as the description, then there is no alignment between them. They feel like they are reading a different ad, and there's a lower likelihood of them actually clicking on the ad. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much depth about it. You just want to make sure that you talk about the headlines, right, with a bit more context. So in your descriptions, you call out the audience that you are targeting, you talk about the services and the benefits of the services, and you give a call to action with the offer. Okay, you can do that in different contexts and different variations in the descriptions. Not that hard. Okay, then over here, this is what people read, but of course this is like what people consume, but this is what is getting the attention. So you have the images. So let's say that you are done. You write your business name in here. You need to make sure, by the way, that you verify your Google Ads account so that you can actually do this. So you just simply go to the billing section, and there you can see advertiser verification. You can verify your account. You just simply have to fill in some basic information of your business. Sometimes you need to also upload some documents. Now you want to fill in the business name and also add the logo. And the reason why is because then you will see your logo over here and the business name over here, which again grabs more attention. And since you are going to advertise on Google, you need to realize that it's an auction and that people will see multiple ads. So although that you can be on top, there will be an ad below yours. And if you don't have a business name and you don't have the logo over here, but your competitor does and he is on the same screen, he will actually build more trust. So you need to make sure that you have the business name, that you have the logo in there. Now, then site link. Site links are really important. Site links are actually, with site links, we mainly just have things like the services, the offer, but also can be about us, reviews, something like that. And over here, you talk about the headline in here. So you can see that it's kind of similar as the main headlines and description. But over here you can say things like check out ours or just our services. And then over here you can just say we will do your tax, books, accounting. And over here you can say maybe benefits and pain points. Never worry about your accounting again, save time. And then the URL of the landing page. You can have 4 of those site links, and I recommend everybody to use as many site links as possible. The reason for this is because you will have more real estate on the screen. So if someone is searching for accountant for physician practice, right? And they see all types of ads. The one that is taking up the most as real estate on the screen is going to get most attention. So you want to, in the ideal situation, this is not possible by the way, but in the ideal situation, you want to have such a big ad that the whole screen is filled up with it. So of course you want to take this principle and you want to add as many site links as possible so that you can actually get more attention. And also so that people can actually click on the thing that they want to read. So if they click on the About Us, or maybe on the reviews, or maybe on the schedule a free consultation, so different headlines resonate with different people. So the more site links, headlines you have, the higher chances of people actually clicking on it. So site links, again, you just want to discuss the content that you have on the page, right? So on your landing page, you probably have your services, you probably have headlines, you probably have the reviews, you probably also have an About Us section or an FAQ or something, or even the form to actually fill in for the offer. Okay, so in here you just simply say the sections that you have on your landing page, and then we go to the ad assets. Okay, so the ad assets are mainly 2 things: calls and structured snippets. So I don't typically work with promotions and also pricing. You do not want to put in pricing on your landing page or on your ad, by the way. You want to leave off that for the free consultation or for the meetings, so that you can properly explain why the price is the price and that you can actually explain the value. Now with calls, this is really straightforward. You just want to fill in the phone number that you know for sure you can actually pick up. The last thing you want to do is that you have your call extension over here. So your ad asset for the calls. The last thing you want to do is that you have your phone number on there and you never pick up the calls. So in the ideal situation, you have an assistant that is taking the calls. Or of course, you will be able to take on the phone calls. Now, if you don't want to work 24/7, of course, I assume you don't, then only run the ads when you know that you are able to take the calls. If you are only able to take those calls like 5 hours every single week, then you just need to make sure you have an assistant, or you can make sure that if someone calls, you automatically send them an SMS and multiple follow-up SMSs, and you can also just call them back as soon as possible. That also works. But of course, it's ideal to just make sure that you can pick up the phone. And then call outs. So call outs, by the way, those are kind of, of course you want to add as many real estate things as possible. Call outs are important, and it's kind of similar as with the headlines. In the call outs, you just want to put in something where you say, schedule your free consultation now. You want to talk about your USPs, your benefits, or the pain points. And then structure snippets. This is just mainly the services. So in the structure snippets, we just mainly talk about the services we offer. This is also, again, not too complicated. And I'm actually going to give you the secret to having a high click-through rate and actually getting more clicks in a couple minutes. But with those structure snippets, you just mainly want to say the services that you offer. And then over here in the call outs, you can just give some more context about the services you offer, why you are different, and why people should work with you. Again, it's more about defining what your audience wants, realizing that you just need to make sure you communicate this in the ads, and then just having as much real estate as possible. So, for example, if you work with medical practices, in general, most medical practices are not really concerned with cash flow. having cash flow issues or bidding on jobs. That's a really extreme example. Like if you are going to talk about bidding on jobs for a dental practice, nobody is going to click on the ad because it's just not something that they are concerned about or even do. So of course you need to make sure that just in those ads you talk about the pain points, the USPs, and the benefits of working with you. And that's why going niche is beneficial, because you can do that in a better way. Because every business owner is looking to grow the business, be more profitable, and have an impact and take care of their employees. But only certain types of business owners are looking for different things, right? If you are working with realtors, you can maybe talk about helping them making more sales. Well, if you are talking with a dentist, like they don't really use the terminology of making a sale. So that's why niching down can be beneficial. And this is kind of like the sauce, the secret sauce that we have, right? Again, I'm not overcomplicating this. You just want to make sure that you have a really good understanding of your market. You want to make sure that people know what you offer, what makes you different. You want to get an emotional reaction by talking about the pain points and the benefits. Then how can you actually help them with a great offer? Of course, you want to call out who you are targeting so that they feel you are talking to them. And then the CTA, call to action. So the headlines are really the foundations of the Google ads. That's kind of what you put in the headline will determine what you put in the descriptions, will determine what you put in the site links, the structure snippets and the call outs and everything. Okay, so that's really important. And one thing though, and this is the little secret that everybody that is creating videos about having good Google ads is not talking about, because you can have a really, really good Google ad, but if you are missing the following thing, you will still not succeed. And that is having high intent keywords and giving the algorithm time. Okay? You can have the best ad there is. Let's say, I always like to use extreme examples because it shows the principle, but let's say that you are creating ads for dentists and then you have keywords for construction, accounting service. You can have the bad in the world. You can have the bad ads in the world, but nobody's going to click on it because you are just not targeting the right people. Can also be if you target keywords like bookkeeping. It's very broad. If you want to get bookkeeping clients, you whether want to go with bookkeeping services or bookkeeper near me or digital bookkeeping company. So you need to make sure that you use high intent keywords, because those types of people, first of all, are more likely to actually click on the ads, but then also convert. And you want to have a very high CTR, click-through rate, so the percentage of people clicking on the ads and seeing it. You want to have a high click-through rate because, of course, you will get more clicks, but Google likes it if your ads get a lot of clicks because they make more money. They charge you per click. So you will actually get a discount on the cost per click. So that's why having a high click-through rate will be beneficial. And another thing is also giving the algorithm time. I see this happen so many times where accountants start doing Google ads for a month, and then they maybe get one lead and they see, okay, well, great, I got my first lead, and lead is shit, which most of the times happens because the algorithm needs to learn, and you need to also make changes and iterations to the ads. So you really want to give this a few months before you are going to make any conclusions. And I know that maybe sound like a lot, a long time, but you also do need to realize if you have 15 headlines and 9 descriptions and also images and site links and a lot of variables in the ads, Google is going to try all of those things. So it's not that you create this and that you have 15 headlines and your descriptions and that's one ad. No, that's not going to happen. They are only going to show 2 headlines or 2 descriptions at the same time. So you can do the math and you can already see that the amount of combinations that they are going to make and test is huge. And you don't want to have all the combinations and only show it to 10 people or 100 people. You want to at least have like 200-300 impressions with every single combination before the algorithm can actually make sure it's going to show the right combinations to the right people. Okay, and that's why it's important you want to use all the headlines and descriptions. One thing though, if you already have all the services, USPs, pain points, and you already have the benefits, the offer, the target audience, and the CTA in the headlines, and you just cannot really think about anything else, anything that makes you different or another headline, you don't necessarily have to put in all 14. Like if you talked about everything that you offer And if you put all of those elements in your headlines, it's better to only have 10, because if you are going to add more and you are going to say more things that say the same thing, then it's only going to delay the time that you actually have found the combination, which is very important, right? So you need to have high intent keywords, and you need to give the algorithm time to actually optimize. And sometimes I'm kind of surprised that if you actually have Google Ads set up this way and you actually give it time, it doesn't really take a lot of time to actually run, because you have set it up the right way and you have really good fundamentals. So this is exactly how we set up the Google Ads for all of our clients. Again, this got one of my clients a $54,000 per year accounting client. And I know for sure if you use the same setup that you will get the same results. So I really hope that you learn something from this. That's the whole goal of this channel. Also, if you are an accountant, you want to get more clients, but you just simply don't have the marketing expertise, or you just simply don't like to do the marketing, or you don't have the time for it, then you can click the first link in the description. You can see exactly how we help accountants get clients where we don't profit until you do. And there's also a second link. You can join a free Facebook community to network and learn with all the like-minded accountants. And again, that's it for this video. If you learned something, make sure you like the video. The algorithm is going to push it to more people, which will help me and also the other accountants. And if you have specific questions, leave them in the comments and I will personally answer them for you. And of course, make sure to subscribe to not miss any videos. So again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.